Good afternoon. We're here with Troy's 71 Cuda. We've been back plunking away on this thing, getting everything fitted together. The Art Morison chassis that was under this car when it came in was turned into a unibody chassis. And with that chassis created a few just different ways that the body goes together differently. One of them was the outside front frame rail took the place of what would be the lower mount of the fender. So that used to bolt in from the back side to the fender to hold it in. So when that frame rail was behind the fender mount, it gets in the way of the way the old bolting pattern worked. And we extended the rockers down on the car to cover the bottom 3/4 of an inch or so of the frame rail. So you can see we've grafted in new metal here and made a mount to come off of this that will bolt in from the underside into the frame rail for the lower fender mount. And so we're getting that grafted into the frame with a pocket that accepts this tab, and then it would also it's grafted into the frame, and then it's also mounted into the fender and has slight adjustment so you can tweak it as you go through the fitment phase. As we move into the rest of the car, you'll see that we've had string down the side of the car here so that we can also check the panel flow through the entire car from front to back. And so in doing that, we're able to see that as you look front to back on the entire car, that the panel is in alignment. You can see this fender that's not mounted is out just a little tiny bit, but it gives you a clue as you tie the string to the back of the car, to the front of the car, to the overall panel fitment of the car. It also helps you check to see that the body lines are straight, helps you see those things. Seems like I got it there. And as you look down the side of the car, you'll see that the transitions are very good. And so you want to get that where it's very straight so the filler application is minimal. As we moved into some of the parts that we've been designing for the engine bay, we started with what was the original scoop. And we had the original scoop for the car that was very tall and bulky and bolted in from underneath. So this was set down inside the car. As you can see, it's just not as wide, just doesn't look as sleek as we were looking to do on the car. So George came out and scanned that original one, and instead of we started with some skeleton cut out plasma cut shapes to just get the initial vibe of what we liked. Once we had the initial shape and height of what we liked from the side and from the front, then we printed one half and grafted it in here so you could see what it looks like in the hood. So when the customer came in, he decided that this angle we had before was a little more upright. And so he wanted this a little flatter and to sit down flush the way it is. So we made this wider. And now at this point, we could print the other half if we wanted to see the whole thing, or we could progress into the process of starting to develop this in carbon that he would like to do. So Troy's vision for the hood is that he would like to have the scoop be carbon and have this bolted into the hood. So we're trying to use just the original hood opening that seems to fit everywhere pretty well with the stack injection. And then when you underneath the hood, we would have a panel that would go to the bottom of this that would integrate to the stacks. So that when you open the hood, let's see if we can do this here without the inner fender flopping out. So when you open the hood, you would just see the beauty of the stack injection, and the bottom of this would go with the scoop that would have some sealing rings that would go to the stack injection unit. The other thing we've done is we've laid out some of this stuff in SolidWorks. Troy has said that we were going to make a removable panel to access the power steering in this. And so we've kind of gone back and forth on whether we make this removable panel on both sides so it's symmetrical, or whether it would be able to be hidden enough. This engine bracket system is getting developed to be made into an aluminum piece that would have detail that would go with the rest of the engine bay. As you can see in the CAD drawings, George has done a bunch of work to make those panels, and we're getting to the point of starting to delete what was the original mounting system for the inner fenders to the fenders. Yeah. So thanks for watching along as we cover the progress of Troy's Cuda here. In the next few months, we'll start seeing a lot of these other parts coming to life as we install the machine pieces for the engine bay, the carbon parts for the scoop, We figure out how we're going to make the rear diffuser that goes underneath the gas tank with the recess panel that we made in the rear that sets into the car. Thanks for tagging along as we cover the build of this car, and I hope you enjoy the process.